How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. Remember, if you like my content, subscribe, comment, share, like the videos. Check me out on Patreon, Twitter, whatever. Doing the first thoughts today. Today, the first thoughts is on Kathril Aspect Warper. This is another one of the Commander 2020 Precon legendary creature dudes, the box card. And he's cool. Whenever he enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on any creature you control. If a creature card in your graveyard has flying, same thing for most of the keywords other than like notably haste. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Kathril for each counter put on a creature this way. So it's a pretty interesting card. The counters for flying and double strike, it's just a cool idea, cool mechanic. A lot of ways to take advantage of this. One of the big things is filling the graveyard, so that's what I'm going to start with. You can really pick what you want to fill the graveyard with cards like Buried Alive, Entomb, or Final Parting. And Final Parting also tutors a card to your hand, which is really nice. And so that way you can just hit your big keyword soup cards, throw them in the bin, so that way when Kathril enters, you'll get all the keywords you want. Then we got stuff like Dredge. Dredge is really nice in this deck because it helps you mill, and it's repeatable mill because if it ends up in your graveyard, you can dredge it and mill. So cards like Life from the Loam and Stinkweed Imp. Life from the Loam I think is probably the easiest one because as you're milling, you're going to hit lands. This way, and it's a card you can just cast and it'll immediately go to your graveyard so you can dredge it again. Stinkweed needs to die, so you're going to need sack outs and stuff like that. Not bad. Stinkweed also mills you more, which is nice. Then you got cards like Mesmeric Orb. Whenever you untap a permanent, you mill a card. So you can pair that with like Basalt Monolith for infinite mill. Just fill the graveyard as much as you want. Gravebreaker Lamia is another really good tutor to the graveyard. Then there's like Grizzly Salvage. Grizzly Salvage, it lets you load the top 5, put a creature or land card from one of them into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard, so it helps you mill. You can do something with like Stitcher Supplier as well. And Underworld Lich, whenever you draw a card, instead of looking at the top 3, keep 1, the other 2 go to your graveyard. So that helps you. The more you can fill the graveyard, the more keywords you can get on Kathril. And with all the stuff you go into your graveyard, Recursion's a really nice addition to the deck. Stuff like Animate Dead or Necromancy, so that way you can bring back the big stuff. So if like Kathril gets too expensive to cast, you can just Animate Dead your Zatalpa and go nuts. Then you got stuff like Eternal Witness or Ramanop Excavators / Crucible of Worlds to get those lands back. You can use Karmic Guide and Revel Arc for a little infinite loop if you have a sack outlet and another smaller creature, so that way you can just generate a ton of value. And Victimize is a good one. You can sack a creature to get 2 back. Then you got the keyword soup creatures. These are the key to the deck. Stuff like Zatalpa, Questing Beast, Akroma, Angel of Wrath, and Oketra the True. All those have a lot of big keywords on them. Very powerful effects to throw onto any creatures. Because Kathril says any creature. Not necessarily, you don't need the counters to go on it. They can go on anything. So, if you can put it on anything, you gotta have Skullbriar in the deck. That's a really, really good hidden commander in this deck because of the fact that the counters on Skullbriar stay on it no matter what zone it goes in. So you can just cover it with counters, give it all the keywords. If it dies, you can bring it back and it'll keep those counters. And then after that, when you continue to play Kathril, you can put the counters on your other dudes. And I mean, Skullbriar just keeps the counters and it's good. It's a good thing. And you can use, there's a little combo you can do with Athreus, God of Passage. That's the new one, right? Whatever the new one is. I think it's God of Passage. And a sack outlet like Viscera, and that lets you infinitely scry because it keeps the coin counter. You can also do it with like Altar Dementia to infinitely mill your opponents, or Phyrexian Altar or Ashnod's Altar for infinite mana. So it's a really good little combo you can throw into the deck. And I think Skullbriar is a card that you should definitely have in this deck, and I'd be surprised if it actually shows up in the Precon, but it may. If it doesn't, you should get it in the deck because it'll put in work. you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know down below what you'd add to this deck. What are you thinking about doing with this deck? And if you have any cool ideas for the deck, subscribe to the channel, of course, and check me out on Patreon. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.